Hello and welcome back with me, Admiral. Joining me back on Star Trek Fleet Command as always. So today's episode, we're going to be having a little talk about the game, to see where it's currently at with regards to the current arc, with regards to my progress, and we're going to be talking about a little bit about the D4 as I will go to it now. I have finally built the D4. I won't be leveling it up, but I have finally built it. So we'll be talking a little bit about this ship, where it fits into the game, in my opinion, or not. And we were talking a little bit about the crew that we're going to put on this ship. Probably going to go for some form of kinetic-based crew, I would imagine, since it's got two kinetic-based weaponries. It's got a cannon there, and obviously the cannon there as well. So yeah, your best crew layout's probably going to be some form of hull breach, I would imagine. But we'll talk about that in due course. But yeah, going to the actual event itself. So our progress is pretty steady. We are currently sat at 17. We've only got 3 more levels to go, which means I think it's 254,000. So we've only got 52,000 points to go, roughly, to max out the arc, and we only have 7 days to do it. So if you're getting roughly about 15,000 a day, it should take us probably the best part of another 4 days to max out the entire arc itself, which isn't too bad, which leaves us 3 days left over, which is about right. I don't know about anybody else. This arc has been, I don't know, it's been pretty lacklusterful for me personally. I haven't particularly overly enjoyed it or underly enjoyed it, I guess. I haven't really got too much to say about this arc. It's just part 2 of a duel. They maybe could have done more. I would like to see them do maybe cross-server stuff when it comes to future arcs, like doing like cross-server events or cross-server battles, or have a. I don't know if they could possibly do this for the future, but have maybe like a cross-server territory type of sort of thing going on. I don't know, something like that where your entire server fights for different territories, like we already have in Territory War, but your entire server helps out, fights for different territories, and then you get bonus as an entire complete server from whichever, depending on obviously the territories that you have. I personally think that would be insanely cool to have in the game, and it would mean that your cohesiveness between alliances or guilds, whatever you want to call them, would be obviously a lot better between servers. And it means obviously you can, potentially start, going against other servers as well, which is always nice to see. Something like that, or potentially something on the lines of maybe like a tournament type of thing where it's just basically a knockout, or but yeah, essentially like a knockout stages, and then whoever gets the top alliance out of, roughly the same amount of global power, or whatever it is, power. If you go to the alliances and then you find out whichever the top alliances are, like top 10, add them all up or something, and then they're the servers that should really be going against each other, or something on the lines of that. I would suggest something like that, because that would be pretty cool. As you can see, we are second at the moment, which is quite astonishing, but hey, that's not too bad. I'm still sat at 11.3. Obviously, it will be slightly more with the auger in my slot, since obviously the D4 isn't upgraded. But yeah, going back to the events, we got the usual stuff. We got obviously the usual. I personally think this needs to be updated. This is just ridiculous. I also don't get the whole 75 as well. Considering your daily is only 50, this should be 50 as well. Because it means you get your dailies done as well without having to then do extra on top of your dailies. So that should be 50, in my opinion. And then you got the usual like hostile or / armadas. This is perfectly fine. This is not actually that hard to do, especially if you just concentrate on doing the armadas, which I'm pretty sure anyone can do, because uncommons are stupidly easy to find, and you get a couple of thousand for doing each one. Or alternatively, you can do the rares or epics if you have obviously the capability to do the epics. Rares seems to be a lot easier for me to do since I seem to accumulate quite a lot of tokens randomly all the time. So I normally do level 38 with my ship strength. So I get about 11,500 per order. I only need to do 2 of them, which is always good when it comes to them. But yeah, I feel like the game just needs a little bit of sprucing up. I feel like the community, in my opinion, the community seems to be sort of dropping off a little bit with regards to the game. I don't want to see it drop off. I wanted to see it sort of revitalized, so to say. But I do feel it dropping off ever so slightly. We are going to swap this over to the Vidar as well, because we're going to be doing some of that in a bit. But yeah, so it's one of them where I don't really know what else to talk about with regards to this arc, just due to the nature of it being not very lacklusterful in my opinion. It's just a little boring, to say the least. But I've the few suggestions that I've sort of laid out, I feel like that would be pretty decent. Having sort of cross-server sort of connections and communities going on, and things happening along them lines, that would, again, like I say, be pretty damn good in my opinion. But yeah, other than that, where I'm at with my game so far, so as you can see, pretty much everything on the outside other than these 2 over here are level 36 now, including the platforms. That one's getting upgraded to level 36 as well. Interior, I mean, I know we're level 37, so they can still go one more. So yeah, inside we got level 37 ops, obviously. We got officers, we got R&D. Shipyard still needs to go. And then I think that's pretty much it when it comes to regards to the upgrades. We're still building up our stuff to get that though. But yeah, we're not in a huge rush if we do that. So we only need the shipyards to get to level 38. But again, we're not in a huge rush at the moment. So there's no real point to doing it. I will do them obviously eventually and get to level 38 hopefully in the future. It's probably next year, definitely next year. It won't be this year, I wouldn't imagine. But yeah, we still got quite a few things to upgrade. I'm not even bothering upgrading this building because I just find it completely fucking pointless. It's the biggest, I don't know, it's one of them. You do get some decent bonuses off it. And depending on which ones you have some pretty decent bonuses. It's a shame that they only last for a certain amount of time rather than, actual like fitting them, like outfitting them to a station or a ship or whatever. It's a shame that, like I say, that they only last a certain length of time, but it is what it is. It's what I to be honest, I hardly use it. I probably should utilize it more because there is some, like I say, there is some decent benefits, like 3 hours protected cargo, which is really good. Our 100% ship XP, again, if you're leveling up a ship, really good. Better warp speed. Yeah, if you're on it for an hour at a time, again, good. 3 hours, 50% mining, again. If you're going off mining, again, really good. Especially when it comes to doing your mining events. Again, a really good thing to have. Or even the 30% mining extra is, again, another good thing that you can have. What have we got in here? Got build speed, research speed. The one thing I hate about these extra comps is the fact that you have to activate them before you do whatever it is you're doing. And you can't just activate them and then it just reset everything and then it works it out roughly. Like it takes 50% off your repair speed, for example. It has to be activated prior to you doing anything, and everything has to be in the station. Like all your ships have to be in the station prior to you sending it out, and then you have to activate it. And then it's annoying because, for example, you set, I mean, I know it's 3 hours, but and it's still a relatively long time, but for example, you'll set this the mining one, and then you'll send your ship off to go and mine somewhere in the universe, and it takes you, say, 10 minutes to get there. Well, that's 10 minutes of wasted this is them 10 minutes of wasted time because it's just traveling there. It's not actually doing any mining or anything like that. Yes, you could use a discovery if you have that, but I know a lot of people still don't, or even have the ability to summon. So that one is completely off the cards. But yeah, if you're roughly level 37, you're probably going to be looking around this. I've jumped the gun. I'm 37, but in theory, I should only really be level 35. maybe even level 36 at most. Probably level 35. I would suggest camping at level 35 until pretty much you've got all your miners, or at least one miner ready to go, and you've got your faction rep up, ready to go. But to be honest, you don't really need to worry about the faction rep until you hit level 39, because that's when you need to start doing G4 stuff. And mining G4 materials, again, not really interested in for us. So it's kind of really no point. You may as well just sit here and just start accumulating credits, as I've started to do. As you see, I've got 31,000 Romulan credits accumulated so far. So yeah, this is all I'm going to do for probably the foreseeable future until I'm ready to go to level 39. And then we can then obviously start unlocking the extra ships to get them. But yeah, we still got a long way to go with the miner. Klingons we can just ignore now because we've got D4. So we can pretty much just ignore this as of now. Enterprise is our next one we are going to unlock. So we need 46 to unlock it. We are going to unlock it. We're not going to level it up, but we are going to definitely unlock it. In terms of augment, don't really do anything. In terms of rogue, again, we are not too far off accomplice, but again, I don't really put too much effort into these, if I'm honest, but we can do that since we've got the tokens available. But yeah, I don't really put too much effort into the augment just because I find them extremely boring. Sorry, the rogue and the augment. I don't put any effort into it because it's just extremely boring. The only thing that bites me in the ass when it comes to the rogues is with the Stella, because I never do anything to do with it. My Stella is not entirely upgraded, therefore I don't get very many rares. I can do them because I probably have an absolute butt ton of Armada credits saved up for it, but hey ho, we're not going to talk about that. So going to the D4 itself, we finally unlocked it, as you can see. My suggestion would probably be Lorca. He's probably going to be the best one. I don't personally have him, so I probably can't even see him. So yeah, I would probably suggest going with Lorca, but since I don't have him, the alternative crew layout to Lorca is going to be your Gorkon lead. So you're going to go probably Gorkon. Let's get some grouped up here. Probably Gorkon, maybe with Curler as the secondary, because it's critical hit damage plus 30%. So if you probably went with that layout, again, pretty decent. Or alternatively, I mean, you don't have to use his first ability. So this Gorkon increases the chances of dealing a critical hit by 10%. For the first 2 rounds. See, it's only active for the first 2 rounds. I'd probably go with this way, as you're still getting the whole breach from obviously his secondary ability. The bonus of going with Kayla as captain is you then get the extra 50% dodge to the ship, which is always nice to have, because then you're going to run it with Khan anyway. Khan giving you the extra whatever it is. Mine gives you extra 3% cumulative critical hit chance. And then you're going to get obviously the critical hit damage that goes on every time you get obviously a critical hit. So you're probably going to run something on the lines of this crew as a basic crew layout. The more advanced ones are going to use the likes of Lorca and stuff like that. But like I say, unfortunately, I don't have Lorca. If you have got any other crew layouts, then please do let me know. I'll be quite interested to find out what you're using with the D4. Like I say, I'm not personally going to upgrade it, but I did want to unlock it just because I want to unlock every ship that I can in the game, even if I don't upgrade all of them. But the level 34 ships are definitely some of the cooler looking ships. And I think this is a cool looking ship. I just don't think it fits the game meta too well. I feel like the Enterprise and the Augur are just much better ships overall. Like, they can just do more, in my opinion. They can do more in terms of the Armadas. They can do PvP, seems probably better. And they can do probably hostile hunt better as well, in terms of PvE hostile hunt. So this doesn't really fit any meta in the game at the moment, which is kind of disappointing because it is an okay looking ship. I mean, it's not amazing, but it is pretty cool. I guess it's a bit like a sort of bug, some sort of flying bug or something. I guess. I don't know. I'm just rambling now. Anyway, that is the current game and where I'm at with the game. Hope you enjoyed this type of view into my world. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button as always, and I will see you next time. Bye bye for now.